Okay. That's not the way I want to do it. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody. Oh, I gotta get this camera going here. Hey, everybody. So, starting the stream again. Yeah, welcome to Monday night. If it's Monday night, it's Modeling Mondays with Jim. All right, I'm gonna show the audio is working. If it's Monday night, it's Modeling Mondays with Jim. All right, we'll turn that off. Just gotta do like a little housekeeping, and then we can get into modeling stuff. All right, so yeah, I run the stream once a week, every Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if I can try to make it on time, I actually am almost on time tonight, so yay, punctuality. Yeah, so I'm a 3D artist. I'm classically trained in sculpture, and I've done bronze casting and all kinds of stuff back in college. I did video games for 10 years, and now I'm doing virtual reality sculpting, and I also do 3D printing for a living. So if you have any questions about that industries or those industries, feel free to shoot one at me. And like and subscribe to my stream. Alright, strike that starting over again. Like and subscribe to my stream if you like what you see, and you will get notifications when I'm going live. Alright. So I'm going to slow down and try to relax. I have to relax and enunciate the words that are coming out of my mouth. Alright, I think we're good on sound. Hopefully not too loud. And I'm going to put one of my favorite DJs who has a podcast called Dance Machine 5000. He's DJ LD. I'm going to have that playing in the background, so let me test my levels on that audio. And I'm sure I'll get a strike down or takedown notice from YouTube later, but fortunately I'm not making any money off of that stuff yet, so they won't stop my stream like midway through, which is kind of awful. But anyway, so yeah, without further ado, I am going into the VR world, where you can talk to me. I've actually got all of my social media stuff where I can talk to you. I have that all up in there, so you won't see that I'm doing it or like that I'm looking at it, but just, I don't know, put some words in there and I will hopefully see them out of the corner of my eye in VR, because it's actually a full 360, but I have like some stuff over here and some stuff over there, and yeah, so that's that. And oh, yep, I needed to get that one more thing. I have an actual drawing that I'm working from. If you check my Instagram feed from a couple of weeks ago, about 6 weeks ago, you'll see when I started this project. So currently I have basically the final pose, and I'm going to go now in and start refining it to give it more of a robotic look. And I'm going to take away the clothing that I put on them, because YouTube took down my model, or took down the video, or not, they didn't take it down. They basically made it so that if you were under 18, you wouldn't be able to view it. Not that anyone lies about their age on the internet. ASL. Alright, so yeah, I'm going in, and I'm just going to mount one more picture so I can see what I'm doing. And so now you can see what I'm seeing, hopefully. Make sure that's all, yep. Okay, so you can see that. Oh, you know what? I just remembered, I was watching the feed and I realized that I tend to look at stuff a little bit on the side, and you see my head in the stream, and it was blocking your ability to see what the heck I was looking at. So I'm going to just move my noggin over here. Not that you really even need to see it anyway, because I mean, you know, I don't think you're really looking at me, but alright, so I'm just gonna move me over there. And that way I won't be at all like blocking what I'm seeing. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Do you find my hands? Where are my hands? Okay, where are my hands? Oh, I have another viewer! Yay, somebody else joined the stream. I would say, hey, congratulate one other person, but that's just me, so hello, congratulations, thanks for coming into the stream. Where's my other hand? Okay, there it is. I have two hands. Excuse me. Alright, we have hands, we have model. Okay, first things first, I am going to take away all this blue stuff because it's not confusing, it's just distracting from... I like to actually just have everything in white or sort of a gray. Oh yeah, if that music is too loud, actually let me just turn this down. Is it desktop audio? I don't know how loud that is for the stream, but I don't have time to actually like check that. So if anybody finds the music too loud, just tell me. And again, I might have something that might offend people. I mean, I may say things like, I may use a curse word. Sorry, kids. I'm going to work on that later for when I actually get followers. But yeah, it's not quite a kid-friendly cast. So as far as like just the random sailor talk. So other than that, I mean, I don't get into, you know, like down out, like, I'm not doing Donald Trump talk, so. I mean, I won't talk about politics, which will probably get me on a bender anyway. So tonight, I actually kind of want to talk about something that I was thinking about last week, towards the end of the week, having to do with genetics and genetic modeling in a simulation, essentially. So I'd like to talk about that later. Definitely, hopefully, somebody will bring that up, or I don't know. Anyway. So let's see. Oh yeah, okay. I want to do a quick paint, and let's see what we got here. Whoa, that's red. Okay. Pick a nice color. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, you know what? I actually kind of want to work on her feet a little bit and her. Yeah. So, kind of need some work in there. Ooh. Guess I have done some stuff to her arm, which I forgot about. So I need to fix that, actually. Yeah, that arm definitely is looking crazy out of joint. But it's in a good spot, if you know what I mean. Alright, oh no, I'm clouding up. Okay, now is the time of the night when we cloud up what we're seeing. Because I just put it on and my body heat is like literally warming up my headgear. So I have to like let that cool, or let that come to an average temperature, and then the fogging will go away. Of course you don't have to see that, but anyway, okay, I'm actually gonna put him to bed here. I'm gonna put this away so I'm not looking at it. And that way I get a clear shot of this arm. And I think I like what's going on over here. So I need to just fix this arm, and actually this arm is not all one piece. But I like the positioning, so I'm gonna just this socket here needs to be moved up a little bit, so I'm gonna go to the move tool and just, oops, that's adjusting all layers. I don't want to do that. I almost forgot to active layer only. Okay, there we go. So I'm just gonna yank. Okay, that's not the active layer. There we go. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna tug on that a little bit and take this rough edge off here. Okay, so I'm moving stuff around as if it were sort of like a big balloon. And instead of like tactile cues, I have a lot of sound cues, which I don't think you actually hear that in the stream, but it's like sound effects of like an airbrush, and whenever I sculpt something new, there's a shaving cream sound. It's kind of cute. So some of the previous episodes, I actually was talking about what I'm actually doing here. This is sculpting in voxels. It's actually, instead of it being a mesh like a traditional video game object, you can export to a mesh, but you're actually working in a pixel or a voxel format. So I will show you what that means right here. I am going in with a negative tool, that's why it's red, and I'm just going to drill into this arm. So you can see there's actually another shape under here, and that's this shape right there. And so I at any point in time, you can sort of just stick, you can dig into stuff. In fact, I could even make this hollow. Make this hollow in the center of the arm. Uh-oh. I fear that a cat has found my dinner. So I heard chopsticks hitting the floor. So yeah, so that's an easy way of hollowing out your ball-jointed doll. Actually, it's not perfect, but you know, you get the idea. All right. Oh, Grendel Remix. So DJ LD is providing our tunes tonight. I highly recommend you go like and subscribe to his podcast, which is Dance Machine 5000, I believe. And I basically just said, screw it, I don't care if they give me if they mark and flag my stream for having music in it. Oh my god, he's got music that maybe some people are trying to make money off of and might want to have heard by other people. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I think there's a lot of control of various content by people who may or may not have artists' best interest at heart, really. And we're all against that. Okay. Oops. Alright, that's a little better. Well, I still am like a little bit unable to see what I'm looking at because I have fogging going on. Actually, I've been meaning to invest in some of that stuff you spray on the inside of your snorkel equipment. One thing that sucks about having corrected vision is that you have to wear glasses inside of VR, which doubles the fun. Hello. I'm so All right. Wow. Okay. Cool. No. Oh, to finish that. And that. Alright, close enough. So I'm happy with this arm, which is sort of around the nape of her neck. Oh yeah, I was going to bring up a... Whoa, important updates. Fuck that. No. No, not restart now. And where is the ability to... Seriously? Okay, I have to close down my... one of these streams. Okay, there we go. And I'll put this right over here, so I'll have to look at my web streaming. But, I mean, it's pretty cool. You can actually look at your regular desktop in a VR space. It's like you can sort of create giant windows, or it's like a drive-in theater, but it's your actual computer interface. It'd be nice if I could just switch to like fingers so I can actually type too, but I'll have to just talk at you if you ever ask me a question. Alright, so let's see, I want to take that and again, okay, so I'm going to make that part of that layer, and which layer is that on? Aha. Nope. Is that layer? Nope. Ha. There we go. Alright. Ah! My nose! Alright, so I have all these layers, and I'm going to merge them together. Hopefully they won't look like crap. Ah, my nose is driving me nuts. Ooh. Yee. Alright, one of the problems with voxels is when you put stuff back together, you get these really weird little artifacts. But that's okay. I'm about to sort of finalize this mesh anyway, so not a biggie. Looks like I might have lowered the resolution a little bit too, so but yeah, I'm just going to join. Oh yeah, I wanted to actually work on her feet, so that's actually not part of the original idea tonight, which was just to finish it all, but let me finish putting him together. Man and leg. We will join man to leg. Okay, and merge again. Okay. Merge. We have man, and we have leg. And, okay, this is man. It's a man. Let me rename that. So, and final. It's probably not going to matter because I'll probably wind up cutting it again. Final. Enter. Quick save. Alright. Ooh. Ah! Excuse me. It's like my mustache like curls up into my nose. That is definitely a man problem. Just have a really big girl mustache. Alright. Let's pull this down to size. Look at it from far away. This is actually the best part of sculpting in VR, because in a real sculpture, to do that means you have to walk really far away, and to do it in the round and just sort of spin it, it gives you a really good sense of like proportion and scale and the overall pose. Ugh, bleh. Really moist, very moist tonight. Ugh. Alright. Sorry about my general hygiene at this point. It's causing every time I go in, I'm fogging up. All right, back we go. Where did everything go? Okay, there it is. Alright, we have now joined him together into one single piece. For the most part, except for his head. I don't want his head and eyes to be connected because they're kind of high resolution and the rest of his body isn't. So. Okay. And I'm going to come back in later and put like robot joints on them just to make them look cool. But let's get to her legs and mostly her feet. Okay, so here's when the sculpture begins. Clay. Alright, so we have a little bit better. Whoa, not that. Alright, I don't think I'm actually going to give her toes because she is an android anyway. I do need to make the foot accurate. She doesn't actually need to have one toe. So I'm going to give her one big toe. Actually, I'll make it, let's do that. One big toe, but it'll be curling. Like that. Is that right? It's close. All right, I got one foot down. Oh, there we go. Now this one I should actually rotate it slightly to match the angle of his leg. And move tool. Change the radius. Let's see, size or inner radius. A little bit bigger. Active layer only. And whoa. Snow. There we go. It's nicely curled around. Oh, sorry. And here I thought I was going to worry about my cursing, but it's that music. That music is not safe for little ears. How am I going to ride around in my gas-guzzling SUV as I drive my children to soccer practice with that kind of music on? Might remind me that people say words that I am not comfortable with. Okay, so their little insight to why I just said that. In Orlando, we have a radio station that's pandering to the religiosity, and everywhere you see one of their signs, it says, "Music safe for little ears." Because, you know, hearing about, well, just hearing anything on the radio, other than what they let you listen to, it's batshit crazy, according to them. Ah! Oh. Alright, I'm getting a little sick of, whoa, no. Alright, let's look far away. It's important to gain perspective on your sculpture. Actually, I definitely need to fix something with her. Yeah, that is totally not right. Story checks out. Now that I'm playing with this, let's actually do some real. Well, you know what? Actually, I should probably face it that way because. Yeah, I wonder if I can change the positioning of the. Where is that? Guides. Anatomy, references, meshes. Ah, there we go. So I just can I grab that? I'll move it. Okay, I just want to fucking come on. Seriously? Okay. Well, nice if it worked like the rest of the program. I wonder if maybe looking at this is what caused the takedown of, you know, like the mature audiences only. Okay. Rotate. Just get that in there for proper usage of the weight. Okay, so muscles need to change a little bit. A little anatomy lesson too. Actually, I could do this as a. Let me try that real quick. Let's change this to a little bit of a red. Okay, yeah. There we go. So it goes like a transversal type thing here. All the way in there. Oops, sorry about the microphone. Alright. It's not that accurate, but close enough. Ooh, no. Well, I guess advertising does work, because last time I advertised on Facebook for like a whole week, and I got a couple more viewers than I did tonight, so I guess it's just you and me, whoever that is out there. Say hello, I can see your chat window if you want to talk to me. Alright. Ah! No. Cool. See, that is what probably, it's right there. That shot right there is probably what did it. That's probably what got the... Oh, it's adult. There's adult things going on in that stream. Very adult. Alright. This is kind of cool. I like... I've actually been wanting to do a Attack on Titan sculpture for a while, but I've just been doing other things. So I'm kind of getting to do a little bit of that tonight, which is kind of cool. Alright. Let's see. Well, I think we're about almost ready to start adding some final details. So let's take a look at my sculpt and my drawing, which you can't see over there. And are her breasts okay? Oh, they're sort of doing a random thing. I think I actually need to put let's see, some more fall off to it. And oh shit. Alright. So I actually need to get her arm to go with that. So let me undo that. And we'll move the arm active layer only. Oh wait, that might not work out too well, because I'm gonna hide this one. Oh wait, no, if I hide stuff, I found this out the hard way. If you hide stuff and you pull it all, it'll pull the stuff that you've hidden, which is a real pain in the neck. So, I gotta be careful about this. I guess I gotta do it separate. Active layer only. Yeah, just pick that. Good. Nope. Wait, hold on. No. Where? What am I doing? Okay, that. Layers. Got it. Alright, so I need to move this out a little bit. There we go. Oops, no. Very important to look at it from all the angles. No, that's horrible. Checking all the angles. You can easily turn this to like a bunch of noodles if you're not careful. Maintain the volume of the underlying structure. Let's grab that. Occasionally you see like little holes and stuff show up, and I just gotta get used to just keep working at a pace where like that isn't a big deal. Looks like her abs, her actual mid part here needs to be bigger. Which will actually be good for me because the bigger her torso is, the easier it'll be to run and hide various levers and other things. Because I'm planning to animate this sculpture after I print it out. Let's put this a little bit closer to the hand. Here's what I was thinking about when it came to advancing not only genetic engineering, but perhaps creating new life forms entirely. And the idea would be to model, I was talking to two of the engineers that I work with about what they knew about the science, and it seems like they don't. They were saying that it doesn't seem like there's actually a lot of information about how DNA actually constructs various parts. Now, I could be wrong, or they could be wrong. I mean, they are engineers. It's not necessarily their wheelhouse. But anyway, so the idea is basically if you could model in a virtual system the process of building DNA, replicating DNA, and then replicating the structures that replicating, like simulating the structures that the DNA would actually build. Now, if you could get that basic, foundational building block of life at least somewhat simulated, and allow for genetic propagation as you're basically just blending two data sets or two sets of data between base pairs, you could possibly create a simulation where an evolution can take place, where you're basically putting in parameters, which would be, like temperature changes, or maybe that's a little bit big. How about like parameters like, okay, your amount of daytime hours that you're able to, or the amount of hours that you're able to do something before resting and repairing in a certain condition. Like, that's a parameter that you could set. And so you could create a couple of different varieties of this sort of fake gene. maybe for known things. I don't know. Maybe sleep cycles aren't exactly one of the things that you could do. But something that is a known factor in and studied in current genetic study. If we could figure out a correlation and definitely test it out in the lab first, and then put that into our model, then we'd have a base or a starting point to play with, because then we could legitimately do some sequencing and see what the result looks like. Now, the whole reason why I brought this up, or the whole reason why I was thinking about this stuff, is kind of cool. So, in 3D printing, we have the ability, or we will have the ability soon, to build our structures on a voxel level. And the important aspect of that I'm honing in on with this genetic structure idea is that if we know how to assemble something, we can build it. If we have the ability to simulate something, we can actually reproduce it in voxels. If we could simulate a system that's a very complicated system, and set it up to 3D print it, if you have the right materials and the right material properties involved, the simulation will give rise to an actual 3D printable object. So I'm basically, this is like a dual, he's dual wielding. It's a dual concept. So you're basically, you want to do some simulation and testing on 3D printing, and whether or not your idea works in reality will be tested when you actually print the thing. But you can do that in VR and through a generative design process, where you're essentially you've got your starting parameters, and you've got other things that you want the 3D object to do while it's out in the real world. So you create all those parameters, and you sort of let the computer do a solve for all of that, and it will come up with the best possible solution. So that's generative design for that. Now, we all know about, well, hopefully some of us know about genetic evolution. And so it's sort of like you do the cross between evolving a species by way of its environment and evolving the species by way of selective breeding. So generative design on the 3D printing side is very much like selective breeding in the dog world, is the best way to describe it. So what if we did, we actually try to do some, seem to have crashed. My whole interface just went down, I don't know why. All right, let me save this real quick and see what happened. Quick save. Whew. Yeah, just as I'm getting into something, and all the shit goes to flying fuck. So let me see what happened on my desktop. Oh, everything's still there. Huh, weird. I don't know what happened there. Okay, let me pull up. It's almost like I ran out of memory or something. Why for you break? Well, sorry if I missed anybody in the chat, although it looks like I didn't. But, all right. Oh, what's going on here? Can't display? Well, that's actually the first time it's happened in the middle of a stream. Weird. Yeah, I don't know what just happened there. Alright, unfortunately I'm not going to be able to see the windows because they are, yeah, it's like telling me I've run out of memory. I mean, that's not even showing up. Alright, well, that sucks. Alright, you know what, I'm going to save this real quick because maybe we've had a memory leak and I didn't know about it. So, hopefully I can just restart this. I did just save it, but I'll save it again. Quick save. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why that just happened. But... Alright. Of course, now when I want to actually restart for... What? Seriously? Every time I go into this menu, it tries to automatically quit the app. Okay, now it actually does what I want. Okay, good. Yay! Woo! Alright, let's see if it works now. Oh. Alright. That's interesting. I'm going to shut down that. Oh yeah, you guys can see what I'm doing. Sorry. Alright, I'm going to reboot this app. Nope, not that. Oh yeah, you have to actually get out of the app. Alright, coming back to the reality. Hello. Whew. Right, let me close down Oculus and try that again. Oh, actually, that's a good time to take a break. Whew. My regular glasses. So yeah, as I was saying, the idea is basically we could try out different genetic structures in a simulation, and through the simulation grow different organisms and see what they would do in the environment that we have set the parameters up for. My idea is basically, after hearing a really good talk on space exploration, specifically going to Mars and having a Mars colony, they were talking about genetic engineering for the colonists so that they wouldn't actually die of cancers and various other problems having to do with gravity and not having a proper magnetosphere, all kinds of stuff. But I actually think that they should probably solve those things without genetic engineering. But it did bring up a very cool point, which is like, well, we will soon have the ability to start doing genetic engineering, and will the denizens of the new world or the new planet have different priorities and different, literally different biology as we evolve to fit the area? Could we jump, leap to a next level of evolution? And if we are going to try to do that, how can we do it safely? That is what I was thinking, because obviously you're going to be screwing with people's genes. That's a big thing, all the responsibility. So I would actually want to have a lot of safety and precaution to that, and a lot of knowledge of hey, we do this gene alteration, what's going to be 50 generations down the line? What's that going to look like? And maybe are there going to be things that will arise throughout those generations that we won't have foreseen, like a combination? So that's a perfect thing if you could model that. That'd be a perfect thing for a computer model to send, billions and billions of calculations of, well, how would that look? How would that turn out? And so that was the reason why I was originally thinking about genetic, basically running a genetic simulation to see what would be the result. Also, we could probably have replicants that way, which would be a totally new species. And yeah, that's kind of getting into the part that I would much rather stay fiction. Because I like the idea of robots. I don't like the idea of non-humanoid humanoids, because the tendency right now is that humans will not treat them properly. Anyway, at least that's what I feel like. We still have problems like that. We have problems treating other humans like people, as it is. All right, so I think it's enough time to run this again, and maybe I won't have run out of RAM this time? Maybe? Alright, let me close this one down, put that one full screen. And it turns out, like, working out in the morning was a really good idea today, because I would have probably and all sweaty and even more foggy, fogging up my vision. All right, looks like we are living. What, living? We're living. We're living in VR again. All right, let me try to pull stuff back up in here, and if not, I will not be able to see the stream. I mean, nobody's actually said anything tonight, so that's okay, I guess. All right. Okay, we got one up. I'm just gonna bring up 3 this time and no video, so I won't actually see what I'm streaming any longer. But I'd rather be able to talk to anybody versus see what I'm doing in the stream. And sorry if that doesn't make any sense to you guys, but guys and gals, or the one viewer that I have. All right, cool. Let's load up our scene again. I'll try this one more time. Load last. Confirm. Oh, that was quick. I think there was definitely some kind of memory leak because that loaded really fast. What? Come on, dude. You know, that's not like the... This has happened a couple times. I was really aggravated about that. Alright. Alright, get your face back on there, buddy. Alright, that's better. Oh, wait. No, it's not. Your face. What happened to your face? Cool. I really like listening to LD's, has that always been like that? Thanks. I like listening to LD's stuff because he always puts in cool things I've never heard before. It's always good to get exposure to new and interesting stuff. So it's Dance Machine 5000 if you want to check out his podcast. And he's got a lot of like new stuff, possibly even unsigned. I don't know exactly how that stuff works, but he used to play a regular monthly thing called it's like Necropolis, and then it became other things. Oh, it's all in one piece. Actually, that sounds a little bit like sounds very familiar, but I can't put my finger on it. Okay, let's. Active layer only. Whoa, active layer only is what I wanted. Not that. Active layer. Thank you. And radius. Oh, not that. Yeah, well, sometimes it doesn't work out the way you're thinking it would. So it's not really that important to have the lines there because it's actually, I was just doing it to figure out if I had the right structure. So that's why I was putting the color in. And this just gives me an idea if I've missed any areas, like that one right there. I missed that one. Alright, so let's start doing some like little robot-y stuff on here. It's what I've been dying to do forever. Alright, so she's going to have a joint here on the 2 joints. So let's see what we got here. We can put let's change the brush type to a different type of stamp. Okay, that'll be a nice little cutter. Reset that tool. Alright. Oh, I wonder if I can change the type of, well, the type of thing that it does. I want to do a continuous, but on the surface. Alright, yeah, maybe that'll be. Alright, let's see, I'll do a negative. Make this really big so my jittery friggin' hand won't flip out. This might work. Alright, let's just basically need to cut. That's actually, I need to think about this. So I think her butt is, okay, let me move this chair out of the way. I don't need that right now. Close the seat. We don't need that either. Alright, actually we don't even need him. So her legs are going to be attached here. I'll do a separation joint here for like a regular ball jointed doll, like a 1, 2, 3. There'll be a knee joint that's, they call it a peanut. So we're doing the peanut. I'll probably do another peanut over here for this joint. And this, I might actually do a double joint. So there's actually a really cool ball jointed doll technique, but I think I will do a single joint going this way and another joint up here at the pelvis. So the pelvis one will be for rotation in this direction, and this joint will be for rotating this way. Yeah. Alright, and so this joint, as I remembered on my other ball jointed doll that I created, let's see, was her butt? Actually, I think I had her buttocks, that was all in piece, and I had a ball joint up here, so this is actually going to be one piece here, and on my drawing, my drawing is not accurate anyway. Okay, so I just need to figure out where would be a natural separation point in here. I think maybe there. Actually, let me put a belly button, just to get an idea where that should be. Belly button to there. Right there. Okay. Let's switch that actually. Let's see there. Okay. Put the belly button right in here. Oops. What happens if you're on the right layer? Okay, that's a little big. Whoa, no. Okay, that's just a rule of thumb right now. I'm actually gonna, I probably won't stick with that, but actually this is kind of a cool cutter though. Oof, okay, I need to scale that up because I'm getting really shitty line quality. Alright. I have to, like... Oh, wait. There might be a thing where my hand won't be so... Is it steady stroke? Yes, please. Steady my cracked out hands. Okay, that's not what I want. Oh, that's awful. Well, maybe this is not the way to go. I don't know. I mean, it's cool looking, but it's definitely not controlled. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the other method. Because this surface thing is not what it's cracked up to be. I have a lot more control over this. No. Turn off steady stroke. Continuous. Oh, scale. That's another thing. I don't know why that's not the default, because this is much more controlled. Yeah, okay, that's much better. Not that that actual thing is better, but... No! Ah! Alright. So we need a separation here. I think I'm actually going to do this in a different color. Oh, actually you can't erase in a color, apparently. Alright, so I want to do one round that way and one this way. So the one round needs to have another one here. Oops. Oh. I feel like the song is very... Okay, it's over. It's very over. Sorry, I stepped on his track listing. Sorry if you liked that. Wasn't that excited about Lucid Dream. I mean, Lucid Dreaming is cool, but the song was kind of repetitive. Oh, that was an accident. I did not mean to have a slightly... That tank, what do you think it is? Oh wait, now if I do that, it can't bend all the way back. What was I thinking? Yeah, because your leg... wait, does your leg go all the way back like that? Yeah, it does. Okay. So... Oops. Okay, be too overly zealous with this stuff. Okay, I'm just going here. And cut in there. Okay. So I'm actually going to go back later and cut into it, or work with it as a solid model in ZBrush. I guess it's not really going to be a solid model, it'll just be a mesh model. But I'm going to do as much cutting and manipulation in here as I can, because it's kind of a good place to do that kind of cool insertion stuff. Oops, not that. Oh, that's kind of cool. Happy little accent. Now if I could just repeat that same happy little accent on this side. Alright, let's start carving away. Shoot. I'm just going to start working up this side over here, and oof, that's too much. Oh, damn it. No, that's not symmetrical at all. Alright. You're learning with me. I'm definitely not, it's not how I usually work, so it's kind of, it's interesting. It's very free-flowing. I can get in trouble easily. Does that look good? Let's see, there's a segmentation there. Okay, segmentation there. And there's actually, what is that, 2. I'm just getting my Okay, what's this? From there to there is the mid-doot. Alright, so that will be our rib cage area. Actually, I feel like I've fucked up the rib cage. Look at that. It should be pulled down a little bit. Whoa! Not what I wanted. Wow, okay, I need to fix that fall off. Alright, that's better. There. Alright, still not sure if I like this yet, so I should have saved it, but that's alright, I'll just keep working. Would have been actually a good idea to have a backup copy of the mesh. I'm not sure if I like that, really. Let's look at it from far. All right, yeah, I need to be taking more risks. Actually, that is the takeaway I think I found. This conclusion I've come to. Just fucking get in there and do something. Because you can always undo. Shape? Oh, it's bigger. Not that big. Yeah, cool. Okay. So it's tilting out that way. This one should be tilting out this way. Bloop. So this is two lover androids embracing each other. Ooh, God, this looks really bad now. Well, fortunately, you're not going to see much of that. You're pretty much only going to see that side of it. And the chair is pretty much, she's going to be sitting on the chair, so you won't really see a lot of this. But that is going to irk me a little bit. Actually, I think I will fix this. Okay, so we got is there a sphere in there? No, that's that sphere, so I'm just going to put another sphere, really big one, as if it's right in here. Let's see if it's going to pop up the other side. Okay, no. So we'll pretend there's a ball-jointed doll sphere right here, which, let's see, where's the center point of that pivot? Do that there. So I'll just stick that right there. Oh, actually, I should probably go the other direction. There we go. Okay, so that will be the center of that, and it didn't erupt on that side, so yeah, that looks, well, okay, let me fix that. Alright, just put this right. Actually, before I do this, I will trim up this inner edge. And there we go. And now, let's see, the center point of her joint is right about there. Could be a little bigger. It's basically going to be the spinal joint. Let's put one down here. Because now we'll be going into this part of the spine, and then we'll have another one up in here. Yeah, okay, that's a ticket. Cool. Alright, I like these little spheres. Actually, I need to actually make some more like basic shapes like this. This is like a default shape, but it seems to be working pretty good. Alright, in my drawing I actually have another sphere in here, so I'm gonna carve this guy out. Put another one. Let's see. This one goes this way, so we will do another one in this direction. Oops. Cool. Same on this side. Whoa, not one on. Oh, too big. Okay, it goes up there, and yeah, so I need to carve this up here. Wait, what did I do? Oh no, I caught that before I did this. Okay, so I need to basically redo this area. feel like this is actually, it takes less time to do this than it is to like play around with the friggin' layers. And nobody wants to look at layers. It's like the most boring thing to watch. So I'm trying to like learn like what not to do when it comes to streaming. I think me fiddling about with layers is probably the most boring thing you can watch. So. Don't like boring. Although I never really am bored of anything. But I've heard that that's a thing that people say. That's so boring. Why would you want to watch that? Yeah, I'm like redoing the same thing over and over. That's okay. I'm getting better. I'll just keep telling myself that. Yeah, that's gotta get bigger. Which unfortunately means I have to fill it in again, but... That's freaky. I think I'm definitely going to go back in after I finish this whole thing and clean up some of the rough edges here and there. But this is actually really, this is what I've been waiting for. I've been like posing this and setting it up, so I should really just enjoy this moment because it's taken a while to get to this point. Basically, I have a live sculpture that I'm finally like putting details into. Oh no. So if you're tuning into the stream right now, avert your eyes, young children. Maybe this is adult after all. I don't know. I don't like watching that artist. He spends way too much time looking at the crotch. Alright. Okay. So I had a lot of like ridiculous amount of articulation in the waist, which at the time seemed like you know what? I'm doing like this kind of multi-plate thing going on, so maybe I'll try to emulate that. But I should use a different tool for such things. Stampo. Houseware. Custom. All right. Yeah, I was going to use this. All right, let's see what we can do with this. Actually not enough definition in this area. She should actually have like a little bit of a pelvic, should be more pubis bone in this. Oops. Pubis, is that what that is? Pubis bone? Pubic bone. What's going on over there, cat? Oh no, you got fleas, I know. We'll get you fixed up this week. I'm so sorry, you've got fleas. You don't even go outside. How the hell do you guys do that? I blame the neighborhood cats for hanging out. She's a rebel. Nah, I'm not gonna believe that. Alright, now I gotta switch back to references mode. Can I just go? Can I just do like a freeform? No freeform. Freely. Oh, okay. That's what I wanted the whole time. Alright. Oh, it would have been nice if they showed more muscles back here. Alright. Yeah, there's definitely some problem in here, so I should probably address that first before cutting it out. But this is all like from scratch. I didn't have any pre-built models. I just went in here and like, alright, I'm gonna make some anatomy. Oops. Oh. Oh, how did that happen? That is dreadfully bad. Alright, I think I'm gonna go and put this layer on that layer. First I'm going to cut this layer. Layer mode first. Okay. I'm going to cut this off and join this part to that part. Cut. Let's make sure we're not cutting through all the layers. Actually, only. Yeah, I'm just going to go and. Yeah! Oh, that's fast. Alright, so I'm going to make that. Let's check this first. Those are both glowing. Yes, they are. Okay. Merging. Okay, it shouldn't be that hard to do this. Should have saved first. Okay. Not bad. Oh, wait, what's... Okay, that's just his arm. Alright. Where were we? Clay. Just a capsule. Capsule. Let's see here. Put the muscle back here. Make sure she doesn't have potato arms. That's a technical term for not having muscles that need to be in the right spot. Potato arms. Shoo. What is that? Actually, I'm not paying attention at all to her spinal issues. Whoa, that's a big spinal cord. Very big spinal. Alright. So I think these things are... This looks pretty good, and that does not look good. So it does address the problem with the back of the... Wow, that's a very wonky looking thing. Alright, arch is good. Totally missing the ulnar. This is like ulnar bone, and that's about it. No muscle. So she needs a muscle there. And is the ulnar bone? I'm like looking at my body, and I can't see my body. Which is weird. Alright, so ulnar bone goes there. And okay, so we need an ulnar bone goes in here. It connects to that little dude. And there's that little rising point. So that's the ulnar insertion, whatever that lateral ulnar, one of those bones. Alright, so the other ulnar is up here, and it's a little bit. Let's see, that goes into. There's a. Let's see, what am I thinking about here? There's this bone, and then the ulnar goes into it like this. So it's definitely. You can't see what I'm doing when I'm thinking about like where this stuff should be laid out. Okay, that's too big, but you know what? I'm just gonna work with that. So. Yeah. Okay, so I know there's a lot of tendons and various muscles in this group here, so I'm just gonna start working those in there. Oh, I think we're out of music. Time to fix that. That means I'm an hour into. Oh, it's 10:43. All right, cool. That's an hour and 40 minutes, and I just totally forgot track of time. Nobody's talking, but that's okay because there's probably nobody here. I mean, thank you for stopping by the stream. And oh, there's 3 people. Well, one is me probably, but yeah, woohoo, 3 people. Cool. Hello, people. Anyway, music, please. All right, I'm gonna do the Spotify. I've been listening to some vaporwave lately, so let's listen to a little vaporwave. Okay. back to... Actually, let me get rid of some of this blue paint. So apparently, they used to mark, like if you were in a metal shop, they would spray stuff with this called bluing agent, and it leaves like blue highlights around stuff. And the reason why is that they would actually score into the blue where they were going to make cuts and stuff for the final milling and stuff of the basically it's for like weapons or anything you're going to mill metal wise. Which every time, there's always one group of people where you're talking about 3D printing and they're all kind of like new to it, or they've heard of it, they're like, oh yeah, that's... And the first thing I hear out of the audience is, you can make guns with that. And it's like, really? No, you can't actually. Well, why would you, first of all? Because you go back to the bluing thing I was just talking about. If you're going to machine, like if you have a machine shop, a $500 Harbor Freight milling machine, something that you could use to mill metal, could be used to make a weapon, a very effective weapon that would actually fire bullets repeatedly and not blow up in your face, which is exactly what will happen if you have a 3D printed item that doesn't have special like carbon fiber reinforcements in just the right areas, and I mean you need a metal barrel. And we're still not there yet, like where you could actually make a weapon that would fire more than once and not blow your face off. It's so and then on top of that, it's like you have a tool to create like the most coolest thing that mankind has not been able to do things like this before, and immediately you're gonna go, I could kill something with that. I just don't understand people. All right, anyway, blah blah. Rant over. Back on the sculpture. Not that. Oof. Alright, so what are we going to do here? So I know a lot of ball joint dolls, they're actually doing the separation joint right under the rib cage, right? Yeah. So they start off here, and then they go here. I think I know this Vaporwave song. Oops, nope. I feel like I've definitely heard this one before. Oh yeah, I have to find my friend Chris actually did a really good Blade Runner Vaporwave soundtrack, which I'll have to dig that up. I think he had it on SoundCloud, so if you look up Vaporwave and Blade Runner on SoundCloud, he might still have it posted up there. And Chris, I'm sorry, I forgot your last name. Schroyer. Chris Schroyer. I think he goes by that handle. Maybe not. Anyway, old buddy of mine made a Vaporwave track, I believe, and you can check it out there. Whoa, no. Okay. Sorry if I got too much boob in your face, but it is for the arts. Okay, what in the hell am I thinking? Alright, there's like a... Alright, there's a big thing here that should not be there, so let me just nix that. Ah! No. And so many years ago, there was a SIGGRAPH I went to, which is a big computer graphics conference they have every year. Mostly it's nowadays in LA. They haven't moved it out of LA for a while that I've noticed. I may have had one like in Austin, but for the most part it's LA. But this one I went to was the one in New Orleans, which, man, that was a great place to have a SIGGRAPH. And it's a huge computer graphics convention if you're trying to get into video games or anything 3D. And you know what? I just realized I'm wearing the wrong friggin' glasses. No wonder my face hurts. Blah. Ah. Oh, ow. Alright. Sorry. Okay. Whew. Yeah, because those glasses are not meant for that. Oh man, it's so much more comfortable. What was I thinking? There's a butt. There's a butt. Everywhere's a butt. Okay. And now that you're all fucked up. Damn it. Ugh. There we go. Back to the sculpture. Alright. What was I talking about? Oh, fogging up again. I'm gonna have to actually call it a night because I'm starting to get a little tired, and as fun as this has been. Actually, how about this? I'm gonna take a break. I'll save this real quick. Put that on nice. Because I actually cannot see too well still. That's my stupid cloudy problem, which I was having earlier. So I guess these glasses are just either prone to fogging or they haven't gotten up to the right temperature yet. That's probably likely. Oh yeah, I know this song for sure. I want to quick save. Thank you. Alright. I'm gonna go into the chat room for a second. Hello. Subs, if you like what you see, subscribe. You probably already have. Whew. I'll also say good evening. Good evening. Evening spell. Evening. Whew. Okay. Okay. How's it going, cat? Meow, meow. Yeah. I'm gonna put you the things attached to my wrists. Here we go. There's gonna be kitty on camera. Kitty on camera. There's a kitty. Say hi, Jax. Meow. Meow. All right. Kitty off camera. Yeah, I know. We'll play later. Yeah. Okay. Whew. Oh, okay. That's better. All right. If I do the straight line stuff, if that would actually make this look better. 9. Yeah. Actually, I need to really do some carving. That is not a straight line. Because this is actually coming back, so I need to actually create a, what is it called, a clavicle? And I really wish I need to go back and take some real anatomy class, some kind of college level anatomy class, so I'll actually know the proper names for stuff again. Not that I ever really learned them, but. Okay, so that is coming this way, and so I have to build this as if she's a real robot. So I have to separate that joint there. And sorry if you're trying to contact me on Facebook. I currently have that in my pocket, and I cannot look at it right now. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to basically have this needs to overlap, so it's actually going to come out a little bit. So it's as if there's a spherical kind of thing in here. Let's see, yeah, because there's going to be two joints. There's going to be a joint here and a joint there, and this joint will allow for this rotation to occur. And then I'll pull it. Well, actually, first I'm going to pull this out. Move tool. Okay. Alright, let's pull this over here. I'm going to flatten this with a flattened brush. Okay, let's see how this works. Hey, why aren't you working? Oh, they're not attached, that's why. Okay. All right. Let's go over here to clay, and make that negative. Come on, dude. Oh. Oh. There we go. Alright, let's see. So this is a separation that would be occurring, but we still have a ball joint like right in here that's going into a joint over here. So let's just pretend that everything's fine. Oh yeah, did I finish this? I'm a little distracted. Alright, I know that's really exciting stuff to watch right there. Oh hey, cool work. Love seeing anatomy translate into art. I have to check out some Blade Runner Vaporwave tracks now. Yay! Cool. I'm glad you got to hear that part. And there's a guy by the name of Q Burns Abstract Message. That's Q Burns Abstract Message. And if you look him up on SoundCloud, you might find his really awesome 2-hour set that he did at a Blade Runner art show that I was in maybe 5 years ago, 5-6 years ago. And apparently there is actually another album. I have the soundtrack to Blade Runner, but there is a extended track soundtrack, which is actually a 2-disc set. So if you really like the Blade Runner soundtrack, there is actually a 2-disc set available, and I found out about that because he used it to remix his stuff. Alright. Cut in here. No, I guess not. There we go. So let's see. This needs to be the same. See, the best art has attention to details even if you're not going to see them. Or maybe that's just insanity. I don't know what that is. Alright. Over here in the back of the neck. Okay. Well, that's just fun. Alright, and let's see if we can do another cut into here. I like all these ridges and stuff. It's cool looking. Alright, I think the original didn't have separation where the breasts go into here, but I think that might look cool, so let me try that real quick. There should be separation right here. Or it might look really weird. We'll see. Okay, so there should actually be a secondary line right there. Oops. Oh yeah, I should probably do like little, let's see, how does that look so far? Oh, that looks pretty cool. So that doesn't look good. Shadow. Problem is if I do that on this side, I also have to do it on the other side. Oops. Cool. Sometimes I step out of bounds, so I actually have a fan going to remind me of where the were the optimal. So, see, it just keeps slipping. I don't know what's going on there. That was okay. That's an okay glitch. It's glitch art. Glitching to perfection. Happy little glitch. For those of you who didn't know, glitch art goes along with vaporwave. I think. Alright, how does that look? Not too shabby. Alright. So we have that one, that looks a little rough there. That one separation for the shoulder, and they got the other one there. That looks pretty cool. So we have another ball joint right here. And let me just go in here and remove this down to there. Wait, what's that on? Oh. Alright, well this, I think it's time for joining. The great conjunction begins. Quick save. Alright. So I'm going to join that to that. Yes. And a merge will occur. Ah, no. Okay. So, I seem to have learned a lesson. If I quick save and I'm on a layer, it seems to screw up that layer. So I'm actually going to go and touch this one, because that's not really that important if it gets screwed up. And now I'm going to quick save. Oops, no. Not what I wanted. Quick save. Yeah. I'm learning little tricks here. The medium has some problems, but I will work around them. I'll just have to remember to always be on that layer when saving. Okay. So now this is all in piece, and I can cut back into that. And might as well do it on this side at the same time. Okay, and it's actually gonna, well, I'll put a imply, actually let me just cut it in here. Oh, not bad. Oh, not bad. So I'm just gonna cut in here. And yeah, I'll just do it all the way through. So this is kind of a fun, like, you sculpt, you make the shape, then you think about the anatomy that created that shape in the first place, and then you completely obliterate it with a mechanical abomination. So it's definitely an additive and subtractive process that we're doing here. Alright, so let's put one of those cool, actually let me work this in the round. So we're doing that to that side, and we're going to do it to this side in the same way. Are we doing it the same way? Yes. No. This one has a straight line going that way, so let's cut another straight line going this way. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's so cool. This would be so impossible to do with a lot of other 3D sculpting programs. A lot of other being ZBrush and its counterpart, Sculptress. That's really the only game in town, actually, as far as 3D sculpting goes. But this is a totally different way of looking at 3D sculpting. Deselect that color down there. Keep going. Yes. Okay. And let's see. This joint goes. Let's see. That joint goes this way, and this joint can go all the way. So I actually need to switch the type of shape that I'm using to another shape. More of a perfect spherical joint. And it's basically going to be right in here. Yeah, right about there. Oof. Is that right? It's a little big. Yeah, totally obliterated that part. Whoa, she is missing a part of her anatomy. Goes right up against her anatomy. Okay, so I need to actually have a different color. That's fine. Okay. Alright. There we go. And I feel like there should be some filler insertion into that. Okay. So just insert. Whoa, not that. There we go. Okay, and over here I'm going to cut away to. Oof, hold on, let me get this more far. I really like this stuff. It's a shame it's all going to be hidden by the chair, but I'll figure out something up here that matches that. It might be a little more subtle on this side. Alright, I need to look at you. Come here, thing. Nope. There we go. Sometimes when you're doing art, it's about evaluating and seeing and then sort of mapping that model to the model that you're working on. Just to sort of check things back and forth. You're constantly doing a lot of checking, and I'm sorry if that gets irritating. I actually was thinking about that the other day. Like, my gaze and how I go about my process might be a little annoying to watch, so I'm sorry for that if that is the case. But you do see, like, you're seeing exactly what I'm seeing as I'm seeing it, so and maybe you can go and derive some information out of that. Like, I don't like this process, or maybe he's doing something that I wouldn't have done, but it's good. I don't know. I feel like this would be this style of like interaction could lend itself to instruction through observation, like a master-apprentice kind of thing. Not that I'm a master at this yet, but I can definitely see where it would be helpful. That's kind of weird. I think there actually should be a bicep right here. If there's no bicep. Bicep. Actually, let me not do that. Positive. Let's change the color to red for giggles. And I'm just thinking back to one of the first versions of 3D Studio Max that I was working in, and there was a package called Raise, and it was a muscle deformation and sculpture package. It was all about, like, hey, there's this new 3D stuff you can do with organic shapes, which were almost impossible back then. That was before you actually could edit polygons. You had to edit mesh. I'm gonna cut that away. Is that right? Yeah. Good enough. Is that right? No, that is not right. Okay, I think I got the same problem with this arm as I did with the other one. Actually, speaking of which, I never finished this. Let's go back over here. I really like that red stuff. It's kind of cool to work like that. It's like you're actually building up some anatomy. No. Okay, that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, I was doing another arm there. Let's go back to that real quick. Gather ourselves a color. When the sound effects aren't enough, you add more. Alright. Let's balance this. Okay. Alright, so that actually goes there. And that is there because it's up higher, so this one is actually going to drop down a little bit. And be right in there. Is that right? Ooh, that looks really complicated and cool looking. I mean, a little weird, but I think I might go in, squeeze this in here. So let's go with that there. I'm very happy with this so far. It's looking much cooler than it was a couple of minutes ago, or an hour ago. Alright, let's continue on for a little bit more, and then I'm going to wrap it up tonight. So there should be a division right here. Yep, it should be right there. Like, that's looking neat. Alright. Okay, let me finish this other breast over here. So this one's actually moving up a little bit, and this one is going to need a further. I have to have symmetry here, but I need to cut this away so it looks like the breast is dropping down slightly. And also needs to go. Nope. Needs to go with the. Yep, so that's going to be the same distance away. It's got that nasty little thing that happens occasionally when you seam stuff together. Alright, so I want it to be pulled down slightly as if gravity is taking over. So let's see if we got symmetry here. Looks pretty good. Alright, and then I'm going to actually double the separation, so let's just go back over here. Do we separate that? Yeah, that is all. Actually, comes right around over here. And swoops back. So this whole ridge actually needs to come out a little bit, so I'm going to move tool it over. Oh shit. It's important to get far away from it real quick just to see if I'm screwing up the breast shape, which I don't. A little bit. Yeah, I cannot wait till I do some Attack on Titan stuff, because this will be really, a lot of the stuff I'm learning how to do here will definitely be helpful there. Alright, well, 2 breasts, a spine, somewhat done there, arms are getting there. This is looking cool. I'm definitely wanting to do this for another week. I might even work on it tomorrow or something, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, I am going to select the hair, because if we save and that gets screwed up, that's okay. That. Like that. Alright, is that everything? Okay, so tonight's work, definitely a lot more structure here. That's unacceptable. But yeah, so I'm like enjoying working out the geometry of how I would cut the doll up if it were actually fully moving. I mean, there's still some symmetry issues for sure. It's just little things. You can totally just adjust a little bit. Oops. Oh. There we go. Itchy nose. Tired of seeing NTI sockets, it's kind of weird. Much better. Yeah, that's much better. Alright. He's looking the wrong way. Oh well. Definitely gazing off to... Where is he looking? He's looking over here. Okay, cool. So she's looking a little more robot-like, that's for sure. And he still has not gotten robotized yet. But I figured I'll work on her first, because she is sort of the center of the whole thing. I mean, I don't know, this emotion we're currently going for is he's going to be moving his head, looking down towards her breast, and sort of breathing ever so slightly. And she's going to be sort of exhaling, maybe lifting her head up, rolling it back a bit. And I'm going to have some basic like movements throughout the sculpture, not major ones, but ooh, I'm going to move that hand. Alright, well, that's something for next time. Yeah, the hand is definitely not in the right spot now. Alright, cool. So that's all for today. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the stream. If you'd like to add me on either Twitch or YouTube, I would much appreciate it. You will get notifications when I go live and blah blah blah. Thanks for stopping by. So this is Jim in Yellow, and I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna say goodbye. Ow. Okay. I just dropped my hand on the floor. Gosh, my hands. Okay. Hey. So yeah, this is, I'm Jim in Yellow, and you can come to my website. Hold on. Unicronstudios.com. It's Unicron, meaning one time. And I do 3D printing and all kinds of stuff, even a little bit of contract work if you're really interested in commissioning something. So right now I'm focusing on sculptures and maker projects, like an open source robot owl that I'm building, and ball jointed dolls, which are ongoing. There's actually a larger project that I've yet to name, but it's going to involve a game and learning STEAM, science, technology, engineering, arts, mathematics, and so you'll use that to play the game, and that game will inform you and give you some really cool stuff you'll be able to download and 3D print yourself. It's a big project, and my plan is to make a small MakerBot type thing, like a maker robot that's open source and has freely, like pretty low entry experience, because I'm basically teaching myself how to do programming, and it's going to have stuff available probably from Adafruit. I really like those people. This Moore has a really good rapport with the rest of the maker community, and I totally like the way they embrace people. Anyway, so that's Adafruit. Check them out for sure. Add me and subscribe, and hope you enjoyed the stream. Tonight we listened to Dance Machine 5000. That's my friend LD. And yeah, so thank you for stopping by the stream and hanging out. And that's all till next week. And if you add me, you might see me go on randomly throughout this week, just because I'm really getting into the sculpture. And yeah, so you might see something cool. All right, and I hope you enjoyed the Vaporwave too. So drop me a line if you want to talk about anything. And if you have an Oculus Medium, which if you have the new Oculus program with the little hand things, you would get Medium for free. If you do, message me, and maybe you can appear in the stream. I don't know if we can sculpt together or side by side, but that would be kind of cool to have like a visitor in the VR sculpture lab, as I'm calling it. All right, thanks for stopping by Modeling Mondays, and this is Jim in Yellow. I'm out. Going away. Where am I going? Where's the thing? There's the thing. All right.